Today we chatted with Brent and Dylan of the Tree Huggers Co-op, transitioning to the CBD market in recent years and just expanding to a second location on La Crosse's north side. We explore the process of starting the new store and garden, along with what's coming up and where you can find out more. You can find more conversations on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
My name's Brent Welch. I born in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And how I got into it was I was doing music festivals most of my life. Just kind of wanted to keep going to shows and make a living out of it. So we started selling T-shirts and artwork. Was kind of the start.
Hippie vending.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
My name is Dylan Beyer. I'm also born in La Crosse, Wisconsin here. Got into business and entrepreneurship. This is my first time as like a business owner, being a co-owner of Tree Huggers Co-op North now, but I've worked in the past at Pearl Street Brewery, Dogfish Head Craft Brewery, places around town here, and then Tree Huggers Co-op downtown. Brent and I really just the last 2 years really wanted to like kind of go full steam ahead with the Tree Huggers Co-op brand. And the whole concept over here is expanding the retail end of his existing history with all of the different art, T-shirts, CBD products to now developing a cool, fun hemp hub, indoor garden, and retail space focusing on education about hemp, cannabis, and just having fun and really just following our passion and canna enthusiasts.
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of touched on it with the hippie vending. How did the idea for Tree Huggers Co-op come about originally? Specifically just that?
Yeah, it kind of just happened, to tell you the truth. It just kind of all evolved with the artists and the musicians that I had met while I was traveling, and kind of created an outlet for independent artists to be able to sell their goodies without having to put all the money down for a brick and mortar store or booth and rental space. So I kind of just gathered all these different artists together to promote their wares around the country.
Sometimes people say like, oh, you're not a co-op, like, because like the food aspect and stuff, but the co-op is like a cooperative of like different artists, like their artwork, their glass, their jewelry, now we're doing farmers and their hemp products and stuff. So it's like it's a collection of a lot of different people like we have local people that make soap, we have people that jewelry, like the whole spectrum of different artisans and different businesses that we work with in terms of different products, like you said, very very diversified selection of goodies and stuff. And that's, I think, what makes Tree Huggers Co-op unique. That's what I always thought. I'd be like, oh, you can get hats here, you can get shirts, you can get jewelry. Incense, we have a pretty big incense market and pretty big followers of people that come in just to buy incense.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past couple of years, at least, I've seen Tree Huggers Co-op come up in a way and kind of transition from a traditional, I think, from that festival circuit to like, in some ways, a head shop to something that's most transitioned to the CBD market, which is so mainstream now that it's almost like medicinal store in some ways that people are asking for help for some serious issues. What has that process been like?
It's been a good transition. I kind of always knew I wanted to get into the cannabis industry. Tree Huggers Co-op, abbreviation of THC.
We've always been the music festival scene and stuff. It's quite a hemp and cannabis centric lifestyle and group of people. And once CBD basically became legal, or the hemp bill of first 2014 and then 2018, Wisconsin doing the hemp farming bill, it was like, well, we definitely want to get into this because this is the stuff that we're into. We want to see this industry move forward in a way like it has in other states. And so if the state's going to allow us to do hemp, and we can educate people about the plant, because it's all cannabis, it's like we always tell people, like, it's all the same plant. It's just that based on federal guidelines, and especially like Wisconsin, once the cannabis plant gets to 0.3% THC, it magically turns into marijuana because of the hemp farming bill, basically saying that you can grow this plant as long as it doesn't go above that 0.3% THC. So we don't like to use the term marijuana. We call it hemp because that's what we're growing, is hemp. But it's really, it's cannabis, and the varying levels of cannabinoids, the varying content levels of those different cannabinoids. There's CBD, there's CBG, CBN, CBC. There's 130 plus different cannabinoids. The plant gets a bad rap because of its THC component, which is the psychoactive component. We just really want to lead the way in like helping educate people on the understanding the plant, understanding the history, because there is a lot of history. It's just up until about 1970, a lot of that history just kind of gets shuffled under the rug in the history books and stuff. But there's all kinds of information now that's been coming out. More and more people are kind of getting hip to it, and we just enjoy what we do. We just had a meeting, and we were talking about people come here to talk to us and get trusting advice. We know our products really well. We have a diverse selection of stuff that's going to help people in different ways, whether it's an edible, an oil tincture, smokable flour, topical creams. We have soap. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can get cannabinoids into your endocannabinoid system. It's really just like, and again, you brought up the medical aspect. We're not doctors, but this is, as of right now, this is not a medicine. They're looking at it as almost like a health supplement, but Congress is going to rule soon on this, on CBD and advertising and medicinal stuff soon. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. Will we have to kind of, move with how things change? We might have to get some special licensing to do it, but we'll see. As of right now, I think it's going to go down the path of this is a dietary supplement. It all depends on what the federal government rules, though.
You've also expanded to 2 locations. Is it kind of the same store? Is one more focused on CBD, or can you find both products everywhere?
The downtown store is staying focused more on the CBD also, but our art and clothing aspect, kind of where I originally started. The second location, the new place, is definitely more driven to hemp industry, indoor growing. Basically, kind of we're working on a farm to table line.
That's a great way of putting
grow it ourselves, have it processed here in La Crosse, and then get it back and then produce our own line of products. But being able to then control basically almost every aspect of it, knowing what went into it.
Yeah, like Brent said, it's just basically this store is really driven. We have some like California white sage just because everyone loves that, but you're not going to find like a wall full of incense here. You're not going to find a bunch of tie-dye tapestries. Our store on the north side is really strictly the hemp and CBD products. And then as we continue to build out our indoor garden, we want to bring people into that. We want to do tours. We want to do educational stuff, Friday, Saturday tours. We've already had WWTC, their ag and horticulture department has expressed interest in doing some collaborations with us and stuff. So we just want to create a really fun, call it right now with the hemp hub, where you can come in, you can get information, you can talk to somebody, you can take a tour, you can actually see live plants being grown. Because I think once people can touch and feel and see, they're like, oh, this isn't like the devil's lettuce of the 1970s and 80s that our government is scared of and stuff. But I mean, Brent, if you look at it, 39 states have a cannabis reform now. Wisconsin is one of 11. I think it's like Wisconsin, Iowa. You get those states like Nebraska, Kansas, Idaho, and then it kind of moves south to the Carolinas and everything. But it's pretty crazy that it's 2021 and we're still like debating cannabis reform. So we're optimistic that things will move in the right direction. If they don't, I mean, we hear talks of like, 2 years, 3 years. And it's like, well, we're set up right now to just keep doing what we do, which is providing good quality hemp flower that people love and enjoy. We have plans to work with some of the other local companies in town here to do collaborations, and we're just going to keep doing what we enjoy doing. And a lot of people have been coming along for the ride. So it's just, we're just trying to have fun and provide really good information and make people feel comfortable. That's the main thing, is comfortability. We get a lot of people that walk in like, oh, it was so much easier talking to you guys. I understand this way more than the last place I was at. Or I bought this stuff online and paid $150. You bought a $150 bottle of 250 milligram CBD, which is what a dog would take. We have a standard dose chart. We have information that you can walk out of here with like, hey, I feel a lot better. I mean, there's standards that are set up by like the Cannabis Health Index and stuff, which is just guidelines, but people walk out of here feeling a lot more informed and more comfortable with trying or utilizing CBD and cannabinoids. So that's just our main goal.
So, if you've been alive the last year, I'm sure it's just been difficult for you, related to COVID. As a business owner during the pandemic and also expanding, what have been some of the struggles, but also what has been some of the successes? I feel like this time has allowed people to actually take stock of what they're doing and actually make changes, excel in some ways. What have been some of the struggles for you guys?
Probably like a lot of other businesses, just navigating kind of the new world that we got going on right now. For me, I feel very fortunate. We have a strong team. We managed to keep everybody working and moving forward. Kind of taught us how to roll with the punches. Got to evolve and change with new times.
So Brent hit it on the head, rolling with the punches and just being able to kind of adapt to the new way of things. Tree Huggers Co-op is a non-essential business. We were forced to basically close our doors, but the state did say, like, you can still do curbside pickup, you can still do phone orders, you can still do online. So we actually shifted and actually put more attention and spent some money on upgrading our e-commerce sites through a local company, the Blue Group. Shout out Blue Group and Tony and those guys. They did an awesome job. Really appreciate it. We're reaching a larger demographic. We ship like shirts, hats, stuff all over the country. We did a few international sales this year. But then, yeah, like Brent said, we had a really, really solid team. Everyone was kind of in it like, hey, we're going to make this work. So while we were closed, we were taking phone calls like crazy. We were saying like, hey, whatever we need to do to like help you get the product that you need. We didn't see a whole lot of like t-shirt sales and stuff like that, but CBD being something that is really helping people, whether it's inflammation, arthritis, anxiety, whatever, those people still wanted to get those products. So we had a really good curbside pickup procedure. We really focused people, drove them to our online website. We even did a few CB deliveries where we were like, cool, they're pretty local. Some older folks that maybe weren't able to get around so easily, we were able to just like go and, hey, order over the phone, we'll deliver it to your house. And then obviously we were pretty happy once the state order said that we could open our doors, and we still enforced, all the mask stuff, the sanitizing. So that was hanging there with everybody else, that we're all like in this together. We all have to do these things, and you get some people like, I don't want to do this, customers. And it's like, hey, this is what we're asking. And we have to provide a safe environment for everybody. And most of the people were really cool with that. If we lost a few customers along the way, that they're going to go shop somewhere else where they didn't need to wear a mask or something. I don't know. I think we're getting near the end of this, so we're all excited about that. But it was definitely a challenging year, but we did hold the ship together, and we didn't close, which was nice.
And for me, it helped me refocus a little bit away from traveling as much as I've been doing for the last 15 years.
Brent had all of the music. Like I usually run the store in the summer because Brent and Sarah are gone every weekend doing music festivals. So, I mean, you all of a sudden have 25 less music festivals to do. I mean, it was a rough year. But I think Brent got to catch up on, like you said, some much needed body rest and life. Definitely put stuff into perspective. I just recently had a child. It's our firstborn. We had plans for this expansion back in 2019, and then 2020 hit, and we were like, wow, this is going to get put on the back burner. And then I think by about August, we started to have the conversations again of like, hey, we need to like get this plan into action and figure out how we're going to get to Tree Huggers 2.0 indoor garden. And we've just kind of like, hey, we had that 9 months of what's going to happen, but now let's get back to basics. Let's focus on the process. Let's do what we do every day. Let's keep moving forward. And we just slowly chunked it out the last 4 or 5 months. And then, of course, our 420 event on the Tuesday. We're going to have some live music, some food trucks, giveaways, specials, vendors that are going to be out. We're going to do like a nice socially distanced thing out in the parking lot where you can wear a mask. It'll be open air. We'll have tables of different hemp vendors and CBD companies and just different vendors from all around.
Well, it already sounds like you have enough going on this year, with the garden, the new store, kind of diversifying your different products. What's something you're really excited about 2021, maybe 2022 that just hasn't come to fruition yet? Is there anything you're kind of looking forward to?
Really getting this big portion of the first part of the indoor garden really set up and just dialed in.
We have plants here now. We're licensed through the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, DADCAP. We're finishing out the last crop at the downtown location, and then pedal to the metal, and all the indoor garden stuff here is going to be like moving forward. So that's going to be really fun. I'm actually really excited about that too. That's the thing we're all excited about. We have the retail space downtown. We have the retail space set here. We got new customers coming in every day, but we're like, oh, we can't wait to show you what's behind those doors over there, and start taking people on tours. And just really, it's that interactive thing. We've all been stuck in our homes and our places of wherever. And I know people are going to be jonesing to go to a concert, go to a brewery tour. Now they're going to be able to go do like a hemp facility tour and just like see things in action. And it's just like fresh plants and like, it's like this, hey, life, we are growing living things here. And that's what we're getting really inspired for. And it's going to be really fun because it's going to be a really cool facility too, with a lot of neat stuff. And we can't wait to show people. So
that's definitely cool. So if people want to find out more and follow along, what's the best avenue for them to go to?
Probably our social media.
Yeah.
Our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's our main outlets of letting people know what our week by week plans are and what,
and then
what
the
we got going on.
website too.
And then our website for product information. But yeah, social media is definitely our way for customers to find out what we're doing.
Well, now that we have all this stuff, like we've all been working a lot of extra hours beyond just like the regular business hours. And now we're like, cool, we got all these things in place. So now we want to really start focusing on a lot of the fun marketing stuff, YouTube channel for just more educational things. I think now every day on our Facebook page, there will be an educational 20-30 second video just talking about something that's in the hemp industry, whether it's the endocannabinoid system, different cannabinoids, different products, how to grow hemp, the nutrients grown in hemp. Just there's a whole bunch of information, and we want to deliver that in fun little bite-sized chunks where people aren't going to be like, hey, I don't want to sit and listen to 5 minutes of this informational video. It's going to be like fun and interactive, and people can kind of just, oh, cool, I learned something new today in 20 seconds from Dylan or Farmer Logan or Brent or whatever. So
Lacrosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at Lacrosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the Lacrosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.